sixth chapter, that is lines and angles. So in this video session we'll discuss about some basic terms and the definition of this chapter, that is about the lines, types of angles and many things. So let us first, if we'll discuss about the line segment, we all are aware with this word line segment. So we can line segment is which has two endpoints. A line segment has two endpoints. If I say a line segment, so we can say that line segment AB has two endpoints A and B, and which has only one midpoint. This can also be represented by this way, but we won't write in this way, so we'll simply write down line segment AB. This is the way we will represent. So this is the line segment. So we should remember a line segment has two endpoints, and we should also remember line segment is a part of line. Let's go for the next part, that is about a ray. Ray. So we know it has only one endpoint. This endpoint is also considered as origin, or we can say the initial point, or we can say the starting point. So if I talk about the ray, so we know that rays should be drawn like this. So this can be said ray AB, where A is considered as the end point, origin point, or we can say the initial point. This can also be written in the mathematical term ray AB, but as we write in this way, in this chapter, in the maths, like ray AB. Let's learn the last part, and that is a line. So we discussed that in the fifth chapter is that line is extended from both the sides. So it has no endpoints, we can say. So if we draw a line, so we can say a line segment is extended from both the sides. On this side it has infinitely points from B, and as well as on the left hand side from point A it has infinitely many points. So line segment, we can say that it has infinitely many points and it has no endpoints. It is denoted by this, but we'll write as a line AB. Sometimes, suppose I write here small m, so it can also be written line M. But remember, it should be with the small letter. The point when we represent on a line or a line segment or a ray, but that point should never be the small letter. It is always a capital letter. So these are the about line, line segment and a ray. You should remember line segment and ray, they both are the part of line. They both are considered as a part of line. Let us discuss about the collinear points. Collinear points. Let me draw a line. It could be a line segment, doesn't matter. Suppose there are 3 points on a line A, B and C. So we can say that A, B, C are collinear points. So we can consider that the points which lie on the same line are collinear points. I repeat, the points which lie on the same line are collinear points. So collinear points are on the same line. The second is non-collinear points. What are non-collinear points? So we can say that the points, suppose in the same, if I will take a point D somewhere outside the line, so we can say ABC collinear, but ABCD, because D which is not on a line, are non-collinear points. So what we come to the conclusion, we can say that the points which are on the same line are collinear, and the points together which are not on the same line are considered to be a non-collinear points. The next is angle, which is a part of this chapter which we have to discuss. So as we discussed that angle is formed by two different rays. So angle is formed by the two different rays. But what is the common? They have one common point from where the angle is supposed to be start. So let me tell you this. Suppose one ray is there, AB, and another is AC. So we can say that A is the common point or the initial from where the ray has to be start. So this two ray, that is AB and AC, they form an angle. The name of this angle can be written as CAB. It can also be written as BAC and can also written as angle A. Here this AB and AC are considered as arms of this angle. AB and AC are arms of this angle, where this point A is considered as a vertex. So here we have written angle A, which is considered as a vertex, and at the point of vertex the angle is formed. Let's take one more example to understand the vertex and the arms of this. Suppose I have written PQR. So let's write down first that it is made up from which two arms. So the arms of this, we cannot write PQ. It should be written QP. It's QP and QR. So these are the two arms. Now which is the vertex of this angle? Correct. That is Q. Is considered as a vertex. And how we can name this angle? We can name as angle PQR, angle RQP, or we can also say that angle Q. So this is what we'll discuss. Let's discuss further about this types of angles. Let us discuss one of the most important part of this chapter, and that is the types of angles. See, the types of angles are divided on the three parts, which based on their measures, which based on the pair of their measures, and which based on the pair of their arms. So first on the measures, whatever the measure of the angle, एक angle की बात करें. So it based on the measure. So there are 5 different types of angles based on the measures: acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, and reflex angle, which we'll discuss further. Based on the pair of angles, there are 2 angles, and on the base of the angles, they are divided into 3 segments: congruent, complementary, and supplementary. Again, we'll discuss this in the next video, further in this video. Now, based on the pair of arms. So again, there are 3 types, adjacent angles, linear pair, and vertically opposite angles. Students, I request you must take out the screenshot or pause the video and please note it down so it can help you further. Thank you. Let's discuss one of the most important part of this chapter, and that is the types of angles. See, the types of angles are basically divided into the 3 aspects. Let's see the first one. It's based on their measures. So we all know the acute angle. If the measure of an angle is less than 90 degree, or the angle lies between 0 and 90 degree, so that angle is called an acute angle. Second, right angle. So we can say that the measure of an angle is exact 90 degree. If the measure of any angle is a right angle, so we can say that the measure is 90 degree of that angle. Third, obtuse angle. So obtuse, so we can say that the measure of an angle lies between 90 and 180. We can say which is greater than 90 but smaller than 180. Fourth, straight angle. So we can say that the angle whose measure is 180. So we are surprised how the angle measure is 180. So if I draw a straight line, so we can say that this measure is 180. So it is called a straight angle. You should remember, line is a straight angle. And the last one, which is called a reflex angle. let's understand what is the reflex angle. Suppose an angle is given ABC. Here the angle is 30. So this angle, which we used to call the reflex angle. The reflex angle is always greater than 180 but smaller than 360. To find out the reflex angle of this, so we'll write like this. Reflex angle ABC. It should be identify or find out from. Subtract that value from 360. 360 minus 30. So we can say 330. So this angle, you can see this one, which is called the reflex angle ABC, and its measure is 330. Now the next type of angles we'll discuss, it's based on the pair of measures. So when we discuss about the pair, so we can say that must be the two angles are there. So let's see the first one. They are congruent angles. So which angles we can say they are congruent angles? So it must be the measures are equal. The measures of two angles are equal, or we can say they are congruent angles. So equal measures are congruent angles. Second, complementary angles. Let us understand this complementary angles. When we talk about the two angles A and B, so when the sum of these two angles is 90 degrees, sum of any two angles is 90 degrees, so we can say these two angles are complementary. If I say that angle A is 60 degrees, so angle B must be 90 minus 60, so that is equals to 30 degrees. So here you can see that 60 and 30 is equals to 90, or here we obtain the same thing. So the sum of two angles, suppose angle A is 40, so angle B must be 50. So when the sum of the two angles is 90, we can say that these two angles are called complementary angles. So sum of the two angles is 90 degrees. They are complementary angles. Let's see the last one of this type, that is supplementary angles. So as the sum of the two angles is 90, they are complementary. So we can say sum of the two angles is 180. So we can say these two angles are supplementary angles of each other. If one angle is 100, so we can say another angle is 80. We should remember one thing. In the supplementary angles, if one angle is obtuse, another must be acute. If one is acute, another must be obtuse. Or we can say both angles must be right angle. Fine. So these are the three types of angles which are based on their pair of measures. Let's see the last one, the types of angles. Now they based on their pair of arms. So let's see the first one, adjacent angles. Now which angles are adjacent? Pair of angles are adjacent angles. So look at the diagram here. If I draw one angle ABC and one arm here, suppose it is BD. So we can say that this arm BD, which is common, fine. So angle ABD and angle CBD are said to be the adjacent angles. Adjacent sense, one of the arm of both the angles, दोनों में से, see, it has two arms BA and BD. It has also two arms, that is BC and BD. So you can see that one arm is common. Fine. So when the pair of angles are there, and if one arm is common, so we can say this pair of angles are considered to be adjacent angles. Let's go for one more. Second is, we are going to use the most in this chapter, linear pair. Let's understand what are the linear pairs. To understand the linear pair, let me draw the diagram. So it is ABC and D. So again you can see that angle ABC and angle DBC, they are adjacent angles because BC is common. So here BC is common arm, which is common arm, and look at the rest of the arm. BC is common, so which is the another arm? BA. BC is the common, which is the another arm? BD. Now look at the relation between these two. You can see that BA and BD are opposite rays. They are opposite rays. So here how we can conclude it's a linear pair. So we can also say that this angle ABD is a straight line. Or we can say it's a straight angle. So the sum of these two angles ABC and CBD must be 180. So sum of these two angles is 180. This also we'll discuss in the supplementary angle. But what is the difference between the supplementary and the linear pair? In the linear pair, the sum of the two angles is 180. But we should remember that one of the arm is common in the linear pair. And the rest of the two arms must be in the opposite directions. So we can say that all the linear pairs are considered to be the supplementary angles. All linear pairs are considered to be supplementary angles. Let's discuss the last one. That is vertically opposite angles. Let's understand what is or which angles or pair of angles are vertically opposite angles. So let us draw the two lines such a way they are intersecting each other at one point. So here line AB and CD, they are intersecting each other at one point O. So we can see that four angles are forming. That four angle is AOC, BOC, AOD and BOD. So here out of this we have the two pair of vertically opposite angles. They are angle AOD and angle BOC. These two angles are considered as a pair of vertically opposite angles. And we should remember they are always equal measures. Vertically opposite angles are always equal with measures. That will also prove further in this chapter. So AOC and BOD are also pair of vertically opposite angles and they are equal.